Today in the nerdy news you need to know about, the Halo show is dead. College football is huge, and the FTC is mad at Microsoft about Xbox Game Pass. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, July 19th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the Luck, Roger Picorni.
What a week, Greg. Can you believe that at the beginning of this week you launched a book?
No, that does sound
right?
like a year ago. That does sound like
I
a
thought
long,
that
long
was
time
last
ago.
month. I was like, no, that was Monday.
It's been a jam-packed nonstop. You've been killing it. You've been all over the shows lately. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man.
Are you enjoying your popularity? The kids love you.
Do they?
They love Roger.
Do they?
They love Roger.
They do?
I hear it all the time. They love Roger.
Where are you hearing this from?
The chat I watch.
Oh.
Look, they're right there.
Oh.
Gamebowski. Rog.
Grodger Day.
It's Grodger. Grodger.
I was like, they fucked up my name. I was
What a
like,
good couple
okay.
name. Grodger is a good name.
I like that,
yeah.
Grodger. It sounds like a Sesame Street character.
It does sound like
that.
Grover.
Yeah,
it does sound like Grover. Yeah.
I'm doing well. Played a little video games. I've been playing more video games lately. I'm trying to get back in the groove. I was like, kind of like, I don't want to play no video games ever. You know what I mean? I kind of do that thing sometimes where like maybe for like a week or two, I'm like, I don't want to touch a video game. And then now I'm like, oh, I'm trying to be a gamer now.
Can you tell me what you're playing?
I'm playing Persona 3.
Okay.
I started up Angerfoot last night.
How are you liking it?
Didn't like it that much. I thought it was like, specifically for those types of games, I need them to be very like tight, right?
Yeah,
I need it to feel tight. I need it to feel like, oh shit, every movement matters.
Sure.
Angerfoot does not have that for me. I mean, it's a fun concept. Of course, you're kicking things, you're shooting guns. Like it is fun to look at and it is fun to play. But like in terms of replayability, every time I would finish a level, I'd be like, I don't want to replay it again. I just want to get to the next one.
Never good,
That's never good. And I love Ghost Runner. I love Ghost Runner 2. I did play last night I Am Your Beast, which is the strange scaffold.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been popping off. The demo's out there on Steam. It scratched that itch for me.
Okay.
Where you are climbing up trees, you're shooting people, and it does feel very twitchy. Like every single movement matters. And I was just so in love with the 30 minutes that I played of that demo. Like I am skyrocket to the top. That game comes out next month.
I was going to say, give it a description or go, what is I Am Your Beast?
Yeah, so I Am Your Beast is, let me read the actual description because I think it's really good. I lost
I'll toss a trailer in for you too at the top of the document.
Yeah, so basically you are a secret agent who is just going through the woods and you're taking out your fellow secret agents. So you're going up there, you're picking up... I'm describing this really poorly. You're picking up...
I mean, it works for me so far.
You're picking up knives, you're picking up guns, and you're just trying to take them out, kind of like Hotline Miami style, as fast as possible. You do have multiple lives going on there, so you're not like immediately shot and you're dead, but you're going in there as fast as possible and trying to take them out. And there are certain objectives for every level, so it's not just, hey, get to the ending as fast as possible. Sometimes you do have to take... I think most of the time you have to take out all of them,
Gotcha.
but sometimes you have to like turn on a few computers and then get to the ending of the
Looks
level.
very cool.
No, it's stylish, it's fun, and it is just it feels good to play. And that is something that I can't really describe with Angerfoot because it just doesn't feel as good to play, but this just feels incredible. It is exactly what I needed, and man, I am so excited. It's wild to me that this development team is making so many different types of games within months of like Click Holding just came out, and that's such a different type of game, but this is wild, and I'm very excited about it.
Are you playing this on Steam Deck?
No, I played it on PC, and I originally, when we did our look forward for the rest of the year on GameScast, which you can check out that episode right now, I put this as my like Steam Deck game of the year, which I might try out. I don't think I'm gonna play this on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
This has to be a keyboard and mouse type game where I'm going for the headshots. There's some things I don't love about it. There's some things where
Keyboard
like
and mouse right there. That's
yeah, that's true. But also when you're hopping on people's heads, like you can squish people. There's no magnetism, so you have to be very, very precise. I always hate that.
You're like off by an inch. Like I was like, who the fuck are you?
Exactly. And I'm just resetting it all the time. And then also like I know this is what they meant to be because it's like supposed to be shooting. You're supposed to be going really fast with the weapons. But when you get right up to somebody and you're like, oh, I don't have a weapon, let me punch them. It kind of feels like you're a rock'em sock'em robot, like you're just and they're standing still, but they still have some time to fix it. It's very cool.
Visually cool.
So yeah, it's super fun. Have you been playing anything?
I have beat a game last night, but it's redacted. Can't talk about it for I think a couple weeks actually. But it was one of those bummers too, where it's like I didn't. So let's get in the weeds.
Oh, I like this.
Many people wouldn't know this because they don't have to deal with the trials and tribulations we do, what we go through for you people. Lots of times when you're playing a game before it's out on a PlayStation, trophies aren't live on the PSN yet. So you can't see the trophies unless you disconnect from the network and trick the PlayStation to thinking it's not connected online. And then it'll show you what the local trophies are. But if it's online, it'll try to ping the servers. It'll say these trophies don't exist, and they just don't show them to you. So I was playing this game blind because it was narrative to a degree, and I didn't want anything ruined for me either. But I was like, I feel like I'm getting, especially at the end there, that final few 30 minutes, I'm popping a lot of trophies, and I'm like, I feel like I could maybe pop a natty plat here.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Maybe.
How many natty plats in your history?
Very few, right? Because the game's, if it's a natty plat, usually it's do chapter 1, do chapter 2, do chapter 3, beat the final boss platinum. You know what I mean? But I thought this one had a bunch of weird off the beaten path things. Find these people that I didn't know about. Find this thing, whatever. Well, and so I'm like, okay, maybe I'm doing it. And if not natty plat, maybe I'm gonna have 1 or 2 left. And it was that depressing thing of disconnect from the network. Go there. Shit. There's hidden trophy. Fuck, god damn it. I still missed so many. But I'm excited to talk about the game eventually.
I'm excited for you.
You'll know when it is one day. And of course, playing that last night, even after a day of just talking about and playing Diablo, I just wanted to go play more Diablo.
Yeah, I asked you about that yesterday. I'm like, what are you going to do when you get home? You're like, probably play Diablo. Yeah, probably more
Well, it's
Diablo.
like, again, like Diablo is the different side of the trophies, right? Where you're talking 125 hours now in, right? And it's like, I have the final few trophies there. And this is not a natty plat, but getting down to these last 6 trophies for platinum has been like, it was a surprise to me, where I opened it up like, oh, I'm that close. Like I wasn't looking for that or going for that so much. I knew I needed 100. I knew I needed a 50 character or whatever.
You playing with Jen still?
No. Well, Jen started up this new season with me, and that's what she helped me get. No, she's not playing. She doesn't like rolling new characters. She did like rolling this character with me a couple weeks ago or whatever when we rolled our new season 4 characters together. But since then, she's gone to bed. She's watching.
Does she play video games
Game
by
of
herself like
Thrones.
much, or she's just kind of like?
She does for work, obviously.
Yeah.
Jen, of course, works for Papa Gendo. She's one of the founders. I don't know. I work for Kind of Funny, one of the founders, I guess. But so they're what publishers? They're video game publishers. So she plays a lot of games for work in terms of like checking on a build or seeing this or seeing what happens there.
Sure.
But like playing for fun is more rare, I would say, for her, because she's one of those nerds of like, oh, I'm done with the work. I'd like to go outside. I'd like to watch this albino woman talk to this albino person about dragons, and I'm like, just get out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
this is why me and Jen are close. This is why.
You love
every time she's here, it's like, oh, it's my best friend's here.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Little do you know.
Oh
no, I'm kidding. She loves you. She loves everybody here. Don't worry about that. I digress. Let me remind you that this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you like that, support us with the Kind of Funny membership. With the Kind of Funny membership, of course, you get all of our shows ad-free. You get the ability to watch the afternoon podcast live as we record them, and you get the daily multimedia experience known as Gregway. If you want to be a part of this show and you're watching live just like Joseph Grigsby is, Alex1342 is, and of course, the one, the only Kebabs is, you can go over to youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and use your super chats to be part of the show as we go. CJ Splitson has one already that just says, just want the haters to know Twisted Metal is Emmy nominated.
Wow, that's exciting. You know what else is? Oh, actually, no, that was going to say, that's Suicide Squad. That's an Oscar. That's different.
Yeah.
I was trying to make the joke.
Are you a hater of Twisted Metal?
No.
I don't remember that narrative thread.
I don't know.
I thought we were all surprised by Twisted Metal being
I didn't
good.
watch it.
Yeah.
We did watch all the first like 20 minutes in the office. I was like,
we were like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, apparently it's good.
Yeah, the show was fine. Everything. Anyways, you can super chat like CJ over on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Some housekeeping for you. Kind of Funny Games is an 11-person team that's all about live talk shows. That's the small business. Today, after Kind of Funny Games Daily, it is a jam-packed Friday. You're getting a GameScast that's talking about Game of the Year so far. That's on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services. Then, it's Kind of Funny Game Showdown.
Yeah, I'm concerned about this one, Greg. Blessing's out. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's hosting.
You don't know who's hosting?
I have no idea. So we're going to have to figure this out today.
You're like the producer with Blessing. You should know who it is.
It kind of slipped in my mind, and then I looked at the calendar. I'm like, shit, we got to figure this out.
Do we need to call Tim Schafer?
I mean, I think he's busy. We got to figure this out, everybody. We'll let you guys know. We'll keep you.
Right.
Tune in.
Tune in live when we do Game Showdown and find out who's going to host, I guess. This strikes me as going to be like Tim's wedding. And then, of course, that is going to be followed by the Real Ass Gamer Tournament. That's right. It's the monthly competition to find out who the best player is in the office. As you know, it's usually rigged. Because the first time it was WWE 2K24.
Yeah.
Or 25. That clearly it was not 24. It was going to be me because I reviewed it and I played the shit out on that this one here.
Yeah.
Then the next time around, Mike didn't tell us what the game was, and it was Overcooked, and he played all night by himself, so he'd be good at it, and he won.
Yeah.
What's it going to be today?
We'll figure it out.
I don't know. It's going to be terrible,
curveball.
I'm sure. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway is going to be me talking and answering a question about outgrowing your hobbies. Maybe you should look at it. Poindexter. I don't want to play a video game today. Go make another table. Of course, I want to thank the Patreon producers for making our dreams a reality. Thank you, Carl Jacobs and Delaney Twining. Today, we're brought to you by Harry's and the Portillo merch line. We'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 6 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
We start with number 1. We go to Joe Otterson over at Variety, who reports Halo canceled after 2 seasons at Paramount Plus.
It ain't so.
The live-action Halo series has been canceled at Paramount Plus. Variety has learned. The big-budget series based on the popular Xbox video game franchise aired 2 seasons at the streaming service. The show originally debuted in 2022, while the second season aired between February and March 2024. Quote, Paramount Plus can confirm that Halo will not move forward with a 3rd season on the service. We are extremely proud of this ambitious series and would like to thank our partners at Xbox, 343 Industries, and Amblin Television, along with showrunner and executive producer David Weiner, his fellow executive producers, and the entire cast led by Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief, and the amazing crew for all their outstanding work. We wish everyone the best going forward. According to an individual with knowledge of the situation, Xbox, Amblin TV, and 343 Industries will try to shop the series to other outlets. Quote, we deeply appreciate the millions of fans who propelled the Halo series to be a global success, and we remain committed to broadening the Halo universe in different ways in the future, 343's Industries said. We are grateful to Amblin and Paramount for their partnership in bringing our expansive sci-fi universe to viewers around the world, end quote.
This is not the end of Halo, the TV show. I believe that this will be picked up somewhere else.
Really?
I believe that Netflix will pick the show up.
Really?
I have a feeling in my heart of hearts that this is the type of show that Netflix would want. They want a show that has the IP name that moms are going to turn on and be like, "Oh, I hear the Halo,
no,
yeah,
the kids love the
He's
Halo.
taking
I
off
love
it."
the Halo.
Yeah, exactly, and then just kind of put it in the background. And this is based off of nothing,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I just get the vibes that this is a Netflix show, and also this has happened before with Paramount specifically. It's a different situation, but with Star Trek Prodigy, which was an animated show. It was a Star Trek show. It got canceled on Paramount. They're like, we don't have the money for this anymore. Got picked up by Netflix.
Okay.
I believe that there is something here. I don't think this is the end of Halo necessarily.
My thought on it would be, and I don't know anything about TV or Hollywood for the most part. My thought on it would be, Halo season 1 and season 2 never moved the needle.
Yeah.
Like it was, this was never, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. And I don't think that there was a cult following to this.
Yeah.
There was a thing that people really, I never saw anybody saying, oh, I loved Halo, the TV series. So I really feel that like this one is tainted goods to a degree. Grab a stick, Mikey. Get over here and we'll go wide. We'll get you in here. Don't worry about it. I just don't feel like this one, this is tainted. Like, why would you do this? Why wouldn't you just partner with Xbox and whoever to make a new Halo show, your own Halo show?
Yeah.
Never let Master Chief out of the fucking thing. I saw Paris's breakdown that like the follow reach happened off camera and shit like that.
Explain this to us.
Mike's here.
Yeah.
He's going to talk about how Master Chief fucked somebody too.
Man, he banged that alien.
Really?
Y'all. Yeah, it was pretty messed up that they did
Was it
that.
like...
Yes,
It was
Greg.
one of those little grunts.
Get over here.
Yeah, Greg, you're exactly right. Unfortunately, season 1 and season 2 did not perform the way that the fans wanted, nor I'm sure Paramount wanted, right?
And that's a good call. Fans, if you're watching, youtube.com/kindafunnygames with your super chats. I want to know what you liked, what you didn't like, and where you want Halo to go as a TV series. Back to Mikey. And it's an amazing
Unfortunately,
shirt.
yeah, thank you so much. Shout out to Mega64.
Good.
I just woke up, so okay. Hello.
Oh, this is your natural musk. I
Yeah,
like that.
I wake up
Smells
like this.
good.
Now,
Oh my
Roger, let's talk about, you bring up the Netflix stuff. Let's talk about the first stuff. No, absolutely not. This
Really?
whole world that they've created with Pablo and the team, that's got to go. Yeah. That's got to absolutely go. Now, the IP and the name, yes.
Different story.
That should be shopped out to HBO, the best of the best. They should say, hey, Microsoft,
But
hey,
even
HBO,
then,
let's do this together.
Tainted goods. I feel like they're going to want to distance themselves from like jumping right into bed with another Halo show.
But
But that's the issue is Fallout just showed how good it can be. Last of Us just showed how good it can be. Halo can be that good. Like Microsoft has a number of
Look at the success of the
titles.
games. Oh, don't look over there.
And they don't look. And it's just like Halo can be so great. And they just made a lot of missteps. They forced in Quan in there, so it became a Last of Us, Joel and Ellie, where it's Master Chief and this girl trying to fight for their lives. It's like, we didn't want that. And then they were like, hey, what if we don't tell you Fall of Reach until season 2? And you're like, I don't want that.
We need to see Reach.
And it was just unfortunate, just events that led up to this.
I have a feeling that they are going to, this is not just going to stay on Paramount, right? Because Paramount likes to license their things out. I think it's going to, at least the first 2 seasons are going to go on Netflix or some other streaming service. It's going to do really well just because the name, people are going to click on it. It's not going to be the greatest show, but it doesn't matter. Like at that point, it doesn't matter. It is just an IP. I know that this in a real world, they should just reboot it, but they have the infrastructure right here. They have the cast, they have the people. I don't see this dying necessarily. I think Paramount Plus is bleeding money. So they're looking to just offload. I'm assuming this is a very expensive show to make, right? Like I haven't seen it,
I would
but
think so.
It looks very expensive.
I'm sure it's expensive.
It's like one of those things where it looks expensive, but it doesn't look good expensive.
Yeah,
it's not as
exactly.
expensive as it needs to be a great show.
They need to reboot. I agree with that. I just don't. The politics of Hollywood, I could just see them easily being like, you know what? Season 3. Let's just do another season 3 on Netflix. See what happens. You
are right, Roger, because they were slowly righting the ship. I'm not going to say it was anything good to great, right? But like they were trying after season 1 of like, hey, we've taken a lot of what you wanted from the fans. We are going to try to fix that in season 2. And there was more of a positive spin on season 2, but still not good to great, which is where you need to be in the television world. I think season 3, maybe, but truly and honestly, you got to scrap everything and just walk away from it. I mean, there was some bads, right? Didn't use the Halo 3 theme in season 1. That's ridiculous. 2, Master Chief started talking way too much and took off his armor episode 1.
Shocking that people would want that to happen.
He banged an alien. Wrong.
What's wrong with that? Okay, that's love.
We're going down the list. There's like a lot of wrong stuff going on.
You got to explain the banging of the alien situation going on here. Well, what happened?
It's like it could have been a sister, but it wasn't his sister.
Was it like a humanoid alien?
Yeah, it was a humanoid.
Okay,
alien.
that's fine.
Of course.
That's legal.
You know what I mean? So yeah, unfortunately, this is a tough one for Halo fans and people like me.
She wasn't an alien. She was human. It was human. She was human.
Working with the alien, so you called her an alien.
No.
She was an alien. Don't worry about it, Chad.
She was adopted.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. That doesn't make her an alien.
She was an alien. Don't worry about it. She was working with the wrong side.
Mike is pretty hard on his species line. Like, if you aren't with us, you're against us. All right, you're over there.
When we're fighting the Covenant, if you're on the side of the Covenant, we got to kill you. That's right. That's how it's got to go. You can't be working for the Covenant. And so, yeah, just unfortunate that this is how that went, right? I think there's so much excitement. If we rewound time, right? They're throwing out Steven Spielberg. We were
Neil
throwing out
Blomkamp,
Showtime.
right? A decade ago, he was attached to do this whole thing.
We were throwing out so much on that. And then we got to this where it's like, well, we're going to make it on Paramount Plus, and we'll see how this goes.
Showtime, and then it was Paramount Plus. Like, ooh, okay.
And it was just one of those of like, they had moments where it looked very good, and then there was a lot of moments where it didn't look good with the CGI and all that. And then,
I mean, that looks good.
Yeah, well, that's not what it looked like.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not saying like, oh, well, you're all wrong. I'm saying that's. I've never. Here's the thing. I've never seen the show in action. I've seen a frame, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I've never actually seen any of it. You know what I mean? Did they have a cool intro? Did they? Oh,
no,
like that kind of shit.
That's not how season 1. Yeah. They eventually got to the theme song, but they didn't do that. It was all right. It was bad.
A lot of people have written in about Halo and their thoughts. Alexander Frazier says Halo should have been great. In 10 years, it needs a reboot from someone as passionate as Henry Cavill was with The Witcher, and writers who care about the source material. The Warhammer show is going to be so good. See, that's my thing. It is nuclear right now. I think Halo smacks of being a failure, or at least a flame out. Maybe not a failure, but in Hollywood, it seems like it's either you're a blockbuster or you're a failure.
Yeah.
And I think that right now, nobody's going to want to jump on and touch it right away.
Yeah. Now, I wonder.
Your Netflix thing I can still see.
Yeah.
Put it over there. Who cares? Netflix needs content. They need you there.
Yeah, and they'll take anything.
You fuckers will watch Madam Web. You won't watch goddamn Ghostbusters Frozen
I called
Empire.
that shit too. I knew it was going to be number 1 in the country. I called that.
I like to watch in a car wreck.
Do you think that this should be a movie if they were to reboot it. If they were to be like, hey, we're not
I
doing
think that'd be a really smart way to do it and get away from this problem.
and then just make movies. What do you think, Mike? It's like the lore of Halo. Do you think we can make a really good movie, or should we just do series for?
See, I think even here's my thing too with you and him taking the helmet off. I think you have to take the helmet off in a TV show. I think you look at The Mandalorian, right, where that had to happen at some point, right? And it was a big moment, and they went to a well, but they're never gonna have. I think if you did a movie and it was like all hell's breaking loose and they dispatch Master Chief and then it's 90 minutes of we're behind Master Chief and doing these things and it's him calling out the stuff and Cortana and that blah blah and it's just like fucking action movie and then at the end he takes off the helmet but we get it from behind, we never see him or something like that. That could be cool.
I think we did that once. We did that already in a movie of Halo, so that's been there, done that, you know. So I think we've done that in Forward Until Dawn or something like that.
Of course, that hit film that everybody remembers.
So yeah,
he had a Batman logo on his back.
Movie would be great. There's so many books to pull from. There's so much lore to pull from. It is crazy that we are in a spot where we absolutely lost this and missed out on it. Unfortunately,
so cheap. It looks so cheap, but I know that it's millions and millions of dollars. God,
a lot of people tried. You know,
Master Cheeks, R.I.P.
Alex1342 super chat and said a Halo anime could work.
That'd be
a very
That's
cool
a great way to go
about
it.
Really cool
That's a great way to
it,
go about it. Get the hardcore really excited about it and then eventually reboot it.
RVB Jeeps says Halo deserved the love Amazon gave Fallout. And Roger, I really do wonder, and this is, again, I'm way outside of my element. I don't know much about the Paramount Plus Halo show, but my hope would be you have the success of Last of Us. You have the success of Fallout with its 16 Emmy nominations, right? Like, you really do hope that the people who have optioned all these things, we're putting God of War over here, Horizon, but then it's canceled right now or whatever. But, when you
Gears of War movie in the works.
You get these properties and you go, oh, shit, if we actually treat them with respect and do something cool with them, it'll resonate. How do we do that? Where do we go? Yeah. And again, I'm not saying that with the Halo show. They were like, half-assed, fuck off. But I think it is back to it, the executives who are like, it's going to be a Blomkamp movie. Oh, now it's going to be a show. Oh, now it's going to be Paramount Plus. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I also feel, and again, we don't know anything about how Hollywood works and the behind-the-scenes contracts.
Call Gary.
Yep. But also, I think this is a similar situation as the Uncharted movie. Of like, it was in development hell.
Before everything happened.
People are signed to contracts that they actually have to make this movie in some way. Mark Wahlberg has to be in this movie in some way. And I this was connected to Paramount for a very long time. So I also would not be surprised if there is something in that contract of like, hey, like we get the rights to this movie or the show series or whatever it is for a while. So yeah, I think that this is what this stinks of. This is not like necessarily something that they're like, we have a lot of passion. We think this is going to be amazing. It's like, no, we kind of have to make this.
Just kept going.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's here and we have to do this right now.
Mellow Fellow super chats and says Master Cheeks. Enough said.
Master Cheeks.
Did he show his ass? Is that what that means? Or is he clapping cheeks? Okay.
Might come out here.
I don't know. Mike just dismissed himself like the story was over. I have so many more Halo things.
Like, I'm done.
He showed his cheeks twice.
Okay.
You spread them?
They look good? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, full spread.
Oh, wow.
Calvin Perez, super chats. Oh, and Calvin Perez is who inspired the question on Gregway today.
Hey.
We'll get an animated adaptation in the vein of Arcane, non-MC Master Chief focused story that leads to the first game. Again, that could be cool.
Sick. That's the way to go about it. And I think Xbox is thinking about all of these things because they have to be looking right now at Halo of like, how do we make this a moment again? How do we bring this whole back? How do we, the next game, Halo Infinite Tour, how do we have the dovetail also anime going on that we can really revitalize the franchise? And I don't know when that's going to happen.
Such a hard, I feel like
we thought
they've
Infinite
tried
was going to
so
be like
many
that.
times, right? They've tried so many times. And you have to enter what is Halo in 2024, 2025, 2026. Like, it feels like such a IP from a bygone era of like it mattered so much to a very specific Xbox and a very specific Xbox identity that I really don't feel they have anymore.
Really?
Which I think is better.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like that Xbox when it was Halo and Gears of War. I was like, all right, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Them having this diverse studio lineup is way more exciting. Them chasing the cloud, hopefully having a handheld, doing all these things. I'm like, this is really cool. I like this Xbox. Yeah. I understand you want to honor things and you want to make things, but like, how many times are we going to come at Halo and just not be able to make it matter to the mainstream again?
Yeah, I think it's probably going to go the direction, which I think is the right direction, as Gears of War. Right, Gears of War is now going all the way back to E-Day. Yeah, right, we're doing a movie or a show potentially on Netflix, which also has been in development for forever. Right, but if those things all come together and like this is that's the way to go about it, because then the hardcore is excited about this. Oh shit, I haven't seen E-Day before, and now potentially the larger audience can jump onto it. And I think that is the way to go for Halo. Maybe it's a smaller spin-off. Maybe it is something, hey, we're making something really hardcore for the hardcore fans, and also we have an anime right here, and then we can start expanding. Instead of trying to make fucking Halo Infinite again.
As
right?
always, with Halo especially, I am so an outsider looking in.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they have tried over and over again to chase the vibes of Halo 2 and try to serve that audience, and it just doesn't work, which to me then smacks of trying to do a God of War thing. Take a long time off, come back, and it is that not grizzled Master Chief picking the helmet up, putting it on, it's all beat up armor, he's been off on it, and it is a behind the back third person shooter. I'll get crazy
wild,
with it, right? And tell a cinematic thing. And I know that I'm literally just copy pasting God of War.
Yeah.
There are far better, smarter video game creators out there that could do something with it. But like, I feel like that's what it needs.
I mean,
you need to cut ties with that. You keep trying to make Halo 2. And it's just not working the way you want it to.
But Halo Infinite was so fucking close for me, and also I feel like that fan base, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember when Halo Infinite? First of all, like the story and the intro of it's like, oh shit, like we're back. The story, of course, I think it's like a solid 7 out of 10. It's whatever, but it was still an exciting experience.
One of them I like here is from Spilling the Beans. Halo's lore is all over the place. Good luck trying to adapt that into a long form television show.
That is very true. But then also the multiplayer, right? When that first came out, oh my gosh, when it was like it worked on day one, it just surprise launched, and we're like, we're in, we're back. It just didn't have those legs. It didn't have the content drops that it needed. I don't have faith, but I think that there's a lot of lessons learned there. Yeah. And I can see in the beginning of the next generation, if we actually launch with a Halo this time and we don't delay it out a few years, I think that there could be something there of like, hey, we learned from Halo Infinite. We have all these content drops. We've been working for the last few years behind the scenes trying to figure out how those content drops can actually look. We've learned from the Call of Duty team. We've been working with them to kind of figure out what that looks like. I could see the case for that.
That could be fun.
I can see the case for that.
3KKO says, sucks people are losing their jobs from the cancellation.
Yes.
But the show is absolutely awful. I hope someone else can try the series again someday. I saw somebody else when it went through, like, don't give up on the Halo IP. Microsoft will never give up on the Halo IP. There's so much nostalgia locked into that IP, but I do think letting it rest and resetting it and coming back. And again, what do I know? That's what I would do, but I'm a PlayStation guy. Zach writes in with a super chat and says, Shroud has more viewers than these clowns.
Got us.
Got me by my own sword. Got me. Quote, or parentheses, and the Halo show, which is funny. Jonathan super chatted, but then redacted his message. And then Side of Fries closed out our Halo segment to say there already is a Halo anime called Halo Legends.
No.
Well,
put that on Netflix.
I
Maybe it is on Netflix.
Good.
I don't know.
Maybe I guess it's not that good. Never heard any of you talk about it. You know what I mean? I digress. Roger.
Hi.
Number 2 on the Roper Report is a big one for me. So before we get into like 3 stories in one section, I'll tell you about the Kind of Funny membership. With a Kind of Funny membership, $10 gets you good vibes because you're supporting a small business of 11 people who are killing themselves each and every work day for you. And of course, in return, you'd get all the shows ad-free, the ability to watch the afternoon podcasts, and Gregway, your multimedia daily experience as both a podcast and a video. But guess what? You're not using your membership benefits right now, so here's a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Harry's. I always hate it when I buy something and then talk to someone else and realize I way overspent and they got it for cheaper. It's happened to all of us, but getting ripped off is no joke, especially when there's razors involved. The people at Harry's were tired of seeing everyday people paying way too much for low-quality shaving products. So they found a way to make beautifully designed razors without laughably high prices. You can get better designed and better value grooming products made by a company that forged their own path in the grooming industry. Harry's has been keeping me looking right for years, and you already know I looked so good at my wedding thanks to that very close shave from Harry's. Highest customer satisfaction in the shaving industry. No risk trial. If you don't like your shave, no worries. It's on them. Convenient subscription options that you can cancel at any time, so you can stop getting ripped off. With Harry's, you can get a shave that's a cut above the rest. Get started with a $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/kindafunny. That's harrys.com/kindafunny for a $3 trial set.
Major announcement. I wrote a children's book and you can buy it right now. My first ever children's book, Portillo the Wiener Dog Thinks He's a Manatee, is available as a limited run at kindafunny.com/store. I'm forever grateful to Kinda Funny best friend Josh Strickland for stepping in to help turn my dream into a reality with his amazing original illustrations. To celebrate the book launch, we're also bringing back the Portillo hat and t-shirt along with a fun new crew neck that you can wear while you're reading the book to your kids or pets. Head over to kindafunny.com/store right now and check it out before it disappears. Number 2 on the Roper Report is an EA Sports College Football 25 takeover. I put an echo on there. I have 3 stories for you, Raj, all about how this game is cleaning up out there. First, let me tell you, it's a big fucking deal. We go to X, formerly Twitter, where Matt Piscatella from the Circana group tweets, according to Circana's player engagement tracker, on July 17th, EA Sports College Football ranked number 3 in U.S. daily active users on Xbox Series, parentheses, behind only Call of Duty HQ and Fortnite, and 4th on PS5, behind COD, Fortnite, and GTA 5.
Jesus.
If that doesn't sound exciting or interesting to you, Matt goes ... and it's still just in early access. Phew. Of course, today, the standard edition of EA Sports College Football drops, Roger. If you were playing before this, this was the deluxe or super deluxe. You're paying $100 whatever dollars to play this game to get in there and do it.
Dude.
The one and only Matt goes on. Looks like EA Sports College Football 25 may indeed be the mass market breakout hit this console generation really needs right now. The NCAA football peak in the U.S. end of year sales rankings was 2006, when NCAA football 07 ranked 3rd behind only Madden, NFL 07, and Gears of War. The top 10 that year, Madden NFL 07, Gears of War, NCAA Football 07, Guitar Hero 2, Lego Star Wars 2, Woo! Call of Duty 3, Cars, Woo! Need for Speed Carbon, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Fight Night Round 3. Period. Different time.
That's my time.
Period.
That's beautiful.
Let's go even more data of how big this fucking game is right now. This is Eddie at GameSpot. I could call this one like a big fucking deal. It's a big day in the world of video game sports, as EA's long-awaited College Football 25 is officially out now for everyone. The franchise has been away for 10 years, and it seems people were really excited for it to come back. EA announced today that more than 2.2 million unique players played the game during its early access period, with an additional 600,000 people trying the game through the EA Play trial. The early access period began July 15th for people who bought the $100 deluxe edition or tried the game via the 10-hour EA Play trial. Today, July 19th, the game's $70 standard edition arrives.
$100 deluxe edition. That's wild that all the people on my timeline were paying $100.
And you saw it, right? You couldn't get away from it because there's so many psychos like me that were excited to be back and be out there. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Flinging the pill.
How do you feel? Like, did you knew this was going to be a big hit? You knew that the audience needed this. Did you realize it was going to be this big of a deal?
Absolutely not.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's one of those that, like, sports video games are weird, where I feel like so many of us video game players, right? Not, poo-poo sports games, but it's rare to see the drum really getting banged the way we bang it for, like, a Diablo, a Persona, or, even Dragon Age, something like that. Usually if you're playing sports games, there's 1 or 2 people on staff who like it, and that's cool, and they go and play it quietly. And so, like, again, I think throughout the decade or 11-year drought right now of NCAA college football games, you've heard me occasionally bring up how much I miss it or this, that, the other, but it's not like something I think I'm known for, really. Yeah. It was the announcement of it coming back where I really was like, holy shit, this is, and I've been talking about it since they originally did it. But even then, to get here and see this level of excitement, this level of support for it is insane. Like, I just don't think there ever would have been a way to predict it would have been this massive, let alone whatever numbers it's putting up today. Yeah. I can't imagine, you know what I mean? Like, when you log on, it shows you how many people are looking for online games right now or whatever. I can't imagine what that number looks like because they have cross-play. They have everything ready to go.
Yeah. No, and
so it's just an outrageous part of it.
It's mind-blowing to me also because I didn't realize until a few days ago when my brother was like, hey, can you give me a code for this game? I'm like, you have a PS4? Like, this game is next-gen only. That's wild to me.
Right here, Wolf Fox says, saw people getting Xbox One X for NCAA and had to explain to them the Series S is what they want.
That is wild.
I saw it. My TikTok, this is, again, when a game has infiltrated, where it's like, actually, this is a bad example. Or stick with me. My Instagram and TikTok is very much college football memes and people talking about, me leaving my job to go do my real job, which is recruit for Kent State or whatever. Yeah. But then I've seen, Jen has shown me the ones that she's getting, which are very Helldivers-esque of, why is my boyfriend excited for this? Here's my boyfriend realizing he has the wrong Xbox to play this because they have all these old things they don't play. Like, that's what this game is. Like, again, there is that gamer we all talk about in the mainstream sense of, a Madden or an Assassin's Creed they're going to pick up. But then there is this thing that there are people who, to this day, have been playing NCAA 14. Like, that's what they do. They want to live in that world, so they play it, and they're excited for this, and they find out they don't have the right system, which is a crazy thing to think about.
It's not even on PC even. That's wild.
Well, of course not.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
They're all crashing.
Those people are, I don't know how to football. Oh, the sports ball. I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah. Better get my Minesweeper up to date. Ooh, RTX put out another card. They're not sponsoring us today?
No.
RTX put out another card. You know what I mean?
Get it out of your system.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get it all. So, yeah, crazy stuff. And, I can't believe it's doing the way it is. Apple's Dude 123 super chats just like you can to be part of the show and says college football 25 definitely is going to be that breakout next gen game. Most of my PC friends bought a Series S or digital PS5 just to play.
That's true. I could see my brother literally buying a Series S for this.
And I mean, again, when you have that audience, that fan base ready to go for it, it's exciting to have that there and have them kicked over. And again, now EA, this is the thing. I saw someone very early go by in the chat saying, "Are reviews out yet?" And that's been an interesting one, right? Of like, we got code on last Friday. We were embargoed till Monday with non-scored reviews. Now the official embargo is up, but I think so many people, like IGN, I know, is doing a review in progress. You would wait for all the online stuff that was still, wishy-washy until today, I would say, to go do it. So I haven't seen full-blown reviews up there. But I did see that IGN's review in progress was much more in line with Mike's thoughts on it, which were like, it's good on field, but X, Y, and Z outside of it, which I still don't agree with as somebody who's been starving for this game, that I'm here and I'm like, I'm getting the experience, and me and Poe are making the play date to go play. And so it's like, it really doesn't. And then, interestingly enough, the one thing that has been hanging over everyone's head, Team Builder is officially here. This is Kat Bailey at IGN. With College Football 25 set for wide release on Friday, EA has released its promised Team Builder feature that will allow players to create their own custom teams. EA detailed the new feature in a lengthy post, including how it incorporates alternates, stadiums, and more. The Team Builder tools are accessible in the browser with custom teams available to download in-game. If you're not feeling particularly creative, you can also download creations made by your friends or other creators. Custom teams are compatible with College Football 25's Dynasty mode, meaning you can create your own school and build them into a collegiate superpower like Michigan or Georgia. Up to 16 custom teams can be imported per dynasty, where they will replace an existing team of the commissioner's choice. This is very exciting for me, especially with all the streaming of I want a Kind of Funny team. I want to get a Kind of Funny team, get the logo on the side of the head, get out there, name all the players, do all that stuff, and run that.
I was going to ask, I didn't know if you were a purist or not. If you're like, hey, I'm only playing Mizzou, that's only.
No, I mean, like, if in another world, I would have been, like, on the outside, when I would do, before I, but when I'd be reviewing them or playing them as just a fan, it would usually be I would do the thing I think a lot of us do, which is I'm going to start and I'm going to run this dynasty and I'm going to have to get that job. So you start at a small school, really shitty. You build them into something to turn heads so that when your contract's up, you can see if you can get to the school you want and do all that.
And that's part of the game, or is that
that's part of the game?
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, that's
awesome.
But you can, of course, go and be like, no, I want to start at Mizzou and I want to do whatever.
That's really cool.
But in this one, like, it's also where you're going to do it. At least the way I do a dynasty, you have so many different dynasties usually and things going on that I'd love to run one here and hopefully do that over there in streaming. But we'll see what Mike's got on the thing. You know what I mean? Let's move on to number 3, a sad one, but a story you hear all too often around here. There's been layoffs. This time it's at the Mortal Kombat developer NetherRealm. We read from GameSpot, where George Yang reports. Mortal Kombat developer NetherRealm has laid off its mobile team. While it's unclear how many employees were affected, the number is reportedly more than 50. Several, now former employees, posted on LinkedIn about being laid off from NetherRealm. Quality assurance analyst said, quote, unfortunately, NetherRealm's mobile team was shut down. A ton of very talented people were put out of work. We had live services on multiple titles, such as Mortal Kombat Mobile, Injustice 2, and Mortal Kombat Onslaught, end quote. An animator also said, quote, it hurts me to announce that I've been laid off from NetherRealm Studios after about 10 years of working there, end quote. GameSpot has reached out to WB for comment.
Yeah, this is part of a lot of other layoffs that are happening at Warner Brothers Discovery right now and other divisions. So this one's extraordinarily surprising to me because I know how many of these games they have and how successful they are. At least they were. I don't know what the numbers are right now. I remember when Injustice 1 came out, how popular the first Injustice game was on mobile.
Oh, yeah.
So to see this, like, them just shut it down, and I don't know if they're going to continue these games at all, but like this is very surprising to me. And of course, my heart goes out to everybody that lost their job. But specifically the mobile team getting laid off is kind of surprising.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? Not everybody, but for a time there, everybody was chasing the mobile market.
Absolutely.
And how can you do this? And how can you bring major games over here and do this? Blah, blah, blah. You look at this and you do go, okay, well, is this an indictment of what WB Discovery's new sense is on this? Of course, there's rumors right now of them already thinking about splitting up Warner Brothers and Discovery again, which is outrageous after just combining them and all these things. Like, you look at the entertainment industry, which includes video games, but especially Hollywood, and just like the mad scramble to figure out how to exist in this digital ecosystem. And so, I wonder if it is that mobile hasn't been making it for them, if they think they can get by without these people.
They don't have a vision for it necessarily.
If these games aren't going to be as supported as much everything else, who knows? But as you said, hearts go out to them.
Absolutely.
Moving on, number 4, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn has a review roundup for you.
Whoa.
Currently, it's sitting at a 71 at Metacritic. IGN's Jada Griffin, friend of the show, gave it a 7 out of 10 and says, while the early hours are a bit rough, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn is one of those soul-likes that only gets better as you get further in, unlocking more of the interesting skills that allow you to fully take advantage of its attack chains and XP multipliers. However, you'll need to want to head off the beaten path to tackle side quests, find optional fights, or interact with various NPCs to earn weapons and upgrades in order to get the most out of it. Kev, while I read these, can we get there? Yeah, go. Thankfully, Flintlock respects your time while doing so with its use of shortcuts, fast travel, and other ways of making exploring fun and easy. It may have an abridged runtime compared to other RPGs, but it makes good use of that time with interesting side quests and an excellent minigame. Unfortunately, Flintlock's story meanders a bit towards the middle and wastes a few opportunities that could have let its main character shine, but this adventure did leave me interested to find out where Nor and Enki will go next. Over at Push Square, Liam Croft gave it a 7 out of 10. As long as you can put up with some repetitive enemy design and the story not being all that, then Flintlock is worth a punt. It all comes together for a consistently good experience that never tries to break the bank to become something more. It does nothing insultingly bad, neither does it set a new benchmark for anything specific. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn is a good video game. Nothing more, nothing less. And then over at Gaming Trend, Henry Viola gave it a 60. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn is by no means a bad game, but in a sea of other Souls copycats, this one does very little to stand out. Put into perspective the multiple delays and overall on polish, it's clear that this is an easy skip to play better options out there, or at least wait until it is heavily discounted.
And it's on Game Pass. So
there you go. You can jump in and try it or whatever.
This is one of those games that I feel like been happening a lot to me this year, where I'm just like, what is this game? Like, it comes out, and people talk about it, and I'm like, what is it? It's like,
but they don't.
Then people in our office bring it up as like a thing. And I'm like,
does anybody want this code? And everybody's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I guess, maybe, or whatever. Yeah, like that's how it went around here. And I know Barrett tried it real briefly, and he's like, nah, it's not that. I think Barrett was very much like, it's not bad, but it's like not like something I want to get back to or go into or do anything.
And I always like a good 7 out of 10 game. I always like a game where it's like, it's totally good. It's fine. It's like it's not a breaking any boundaries. And I think that not all games need to do that. So I'm definitely going to try it out at the very least. I love Game Pass specifically because I do the Netflix thing where I just go in there, I'm like, download, try it, just play for a little bit or watch it for a little bit in the Netflix case, and then just be like, oh, is it for me? Is it not for me? And sometimes it surprises me. So I'm gonna try this out. Let's see how long I get into it, but we'll see.
For me, not being a Souls-like person, like the gun stuff, I was like, okay, maybe that'd be different or whatever. And then it's just there's so many other things to play, like just like everybody's saying, right? Where it's just like, okay, cool. If that's not a genre that speaks to me, and Flintlock, with all the credit, it looks fine, but not just something I'm all about.
I do like the visual style though. I like the flourish.
Well, I'll tell you something I don't like is breaking news from the chat. When I look over at the chat and I see something and I have to go, as you know, there's a big IT outage. You know what I mean? Yeah. Microsoft computers are shockingly blue screening of death. You know what I mean? All because of some stupid thing. I looked into it. When I put it into chat today, or into Games Daily, I also put in the fact that I'm going to win Game Showdown by 20 points. Yeah. And when you said I'll have the breakout button ready, I thought you were talking about Game Showdown. And then I was like, oh, he thinks I'm going to... I looked into it really hard.
Oh.
really hard, and I could not find PC gamers being like, oh, my screen's blue screen, because I would have loved to have gotten him on that. Yeah. But here's the breaking news. Blessing Adeoye Jr. tweets, trying to hit up urgent care before Evo because my eyelid has been swelling up for 5 days straight, and their systems are down because of the outage, so they can't accept new patients, lol. First month of my 30s is fighting back. Then he goes, anyway, if you see me at Evo looking like Uncle Ruckus, I'm good, lol.
Oh no, blessing.
I like how he waited 5 days to be like, I gotta do it. I'm out of New York. Vegas got better urgent cares. And that's where I'll go do it.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Blessing.
Thoughts and prayers for Blessing.
We love you, Blessing.
And his eyelid. Number 5 on the Roper Report. The FTC is mad at Microsoft for the Xbox Game Pass changes. This is GameSpot's Blair Marnell. Earlier this month, Microsoft unveiled the new Xbox Game Pass tiers, while raising the prices and taking away day one releases, cloud gaming, and more features from the lowest subscription plan. Games like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will also reserved for, that's what they wrote, for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass Console. Now, the Federal Trade Commission is taking aim at Microsoft's actions in federal court and arguing the company's actions have harmed consumers. The FTC opposed Microsoft's 2023 merger with Activision Blizzard and filed a lawsuit that ultimately failed to stop it from going through. Now the FTC has made a filing in the U.S. 9th District Court of Appeals that slams the new Xbox Game Pass standard tier as a, quote, degraded product, end quote. Moreover, the FTC argues that Microsoft's actions fly in the face of how the company promised that it would conduct itself with the merger of Activision Blizzard, or I'm sorry, when the merger of Activision Blizzard was approved. Quote, product degradation, removing the most valuable games from Microsoft's new service, combined with the price increases for existing users, is exactly the sort of consumer harm from the merger the FTC has alleged. The filing also calls out Microsoft's broken promise that the merger would benefit consumers by allowing them to get games like the new Call of Duty on Game Pass without raising prices. Since the merger with Activision Blizzard was completed last year, it's unclear how or if the FTC's court filing will change anything for the gamers who subscribe on Game Pass. But the filing does note that Microsoft's actions have vindicated the FTC's attempt to prevent the merger from happening in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, that line right there, the filing also calls out Microsoft's broken promise that the merger would benefit consumers by allowing them to get games like Call of Duty, with like the new Call of Duty without raising prices. That I don't think this is going to go anywhere just because, of course, when it comes to when the cat's out of the bag.
Big old I told you so.
Exactly. It's going to be a thing where maybe they get slapped on the wrist for a few mil and that means nothing to them. But that to me is like, wow, the fact that they did say that and they're like, no, we're not going to raise prices and then immediately raise price. It is, yeah, the FTC was right on this one, in my opinion, of like, hey, they saw it coming, and of course, immediately as soon as they goes through, they're like, you know what, we're gonna double the prices pretty much. So
yeah, it's one of these you read through this, you're like, yeah, that's a pretty compelling argument, FTC.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really, I don't know what Xbox's defense would be on this one. It does sound exactly what you're talking about and calling it out. So there you go.
Yeah. I don't see this going anywhere, sadly, because
that's
just how that works. That's just how this works.
How these fat cats continue to get away
if this was Europe, Europe has bbeen doing a lot of great antitrust situations with especially Apple. Like they've been kind of not just slapping them on the wrist, being like, yo, you have to actually change shit. But FTC and America specifically it's never as much as you want it to be.
Sure, America's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know that. Huh?
In a lot of ways.
Yeah, a lot of big ways. Roger. I'm sick of talking all these big news items and these big things wrong with America. If I wanted to talk about small things, say the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
You'd go to our last story, the We News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Number 6, the We News. Shim is out now on PS5 and PS4.
That's how you pronounce it.
Huh?
I read that. I would have read it.
I mean, if you're ever taking Greg Miller's advice on how to pronunciate something,
well, no, but then I got to be honest. I would read it as schism. That's not.
No, there's no S at the end.
There's no S
right.
there.
Yeah,
that's not like Mike did right there.
Grapple Dogs Cosmic Canines is launching September 12th for the Xbox Series S/S, the Switch, and PC. Persona is getting hot sauce and coffee beans. There they are. Persona 5, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the official Persona 5 Royal Hot Sauce and Coffee Bean collections from Jade City Foods.
Hell yeah.
Whoa, it went away for a second. You gonna do this? You need some hot sauce?
Maybe some of the coffee beans.
You actually do like coffee. You like themed coffee.
Oh yeah, we love a good themed coffee. When they sent us a press package for Persona 5 Strikers, I think, they sent like a nice bag of coffee, and it was really good. I miss that coffee. So if it's anything like that, I'm down.
Greg, can you get them to send the hot sauce? Because I really want this hot sauce.
I can try. Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Slack me so don't forget.
Okay.
GameSpot reports that Ubisoft has delayed 2 of its upcoming games. As part of the company's earnings announcements, the French publisher revealed that the mobile games, Rainbow Six Mobile and The Division Resurgence, are no longer expected to release in the company's fiscal year 2025. That means they won't be released until sometime after March 31st, 2025. If you recall, during Summer Game Fest, the Ubisoft reactions and all that jazz, I kept saying, where the fuck is Division Resurgence? I brought my backbone to work, prepared to play Division Resurgence, when nothing was fucking said, not the smallest mouse fucking fart about this game. I went and looked into it, and they hadn't tweeted since like January, and their Discord was like, we're gonna be quiet. This game's never coming out, folks.
Never.
Take it to the bank.
I mixed it up with a Heartland. I thought that was
That's dead. That's canceled.
That's also dead.
That one they said is done.
That
It's
one's
canceled.
also dead.
Well, there you go. Now we'll see what happens with this one. Who knows? GameSpot also reports that Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is on sale over at Woot. You can save 25% of the game as the retailer is offering it for the frightfully good price. $45. See what they did there?
Oh,
See what they did there?
spooky.
It is
spooky.
Of course, we loved Luigi's Mansion 2 here. I reviewed it. We had a great time. You should get it. You should, 3's better, but I assume you've played it at that point. But
Yeah,
2's
you
still
should
good.
watch the GameScast.
It was a good
Little
GameScast.
Ben right there.
Yeah, we have the whole
Yeah.
Luigi thing. Yeah, and Ben was there. Yeah. Still, literally, I would have been, I guess, maybe on the last weekend, but we're just doing something. And he just turns to me and he's just like, the smoke machine scared me. I'm like, no, but remember, buddy, they won't
Oh,
ever.
he said that to you?
Yeah, just out of the
Aw.
blue. We were not talking about the studio. We were not talking. He's just like, smoke machine scared me. I'm like, we know, buddy. They're not going to be, we will never do the smoke machines while you're
Never.
here
We're
again.
unplugging them next time he's around.
That's how his little mind works, though.
Aw.
Ask him about the Shake House. He'll tell you. I mean, it was
Shake House?
the Shake House. The Academy of Sciences here
Oh.
has an earthquake simulator that he went in like once, and this kid will tell you about it every day of his life. He tells stories about it. Some days he's excited about it, some days he's terrified of it.
Oh, he's just staring off in the distance. He's
Then
like,
I'm
"Shake
explaining
house."
earthquakes to him.
Aww.
Today he asked about tornadoes.
That's a scary thing to explain to a child.
Yeah,
Holy
and we're like,
shit.
our house is old. It's gone through a bunch of earthquakes, and I'm like, I've been through like a dozen. Don't worry about it. Well, it's fine. But then today he asked me about tornadoes,
Oh.
and I don't know how that came up.
Was he watching the GameScast? I mentioned tornadoes.
No,
You don't think he watches?
not as much as he should. Now he's very much into how do the pipes work, so he's been watching a lot of sewer treatment plant videos.
God, this kid is
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
This kid
Yeah.
is so cool.
Like, it's funny, like these sewage treatment plants, we found one that is like, it's an animated water droplet and animated toilet paper telling you how this all works.
That's awesome.
It's cool. Anyways, back to the news, I guess. Adam Warlock Marvel's rival trailer is here. I thought we could watch it.
Yeah,
Have you got
let's
that ready
watch
for
it.
me? Here we go. Let's see what Adam Warlock's up to. Marvel Rivals, you care?
Oh, I very much care. I'm
Oh, okay.
excited. I'm excited for the for never to play it. Whenever I don't know when the beta comes out. I don't know what's
When is the closed beta?
I think it's,
They do like a 9. They do
Does it
like
say it?
90
Does it say
of them.
it?
I don't know. Maybe it's like, look at him. He's throwing. He's got this thing. He's doing this thing. Man, Adam Warlock.
I just want to get my hands on the sticks. I want to play this game. I want to feel it because I feel like this might be the one that I can get Leanza into because she wants to play a game like this, but she doesn't. She cares somewhat about Overwatch, but not really. But like she likes Marvel stuff, so that'd be cool.
I like this.
He looks like Loki though. He has a spear, I guess. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I guess I don't know.
It's one of those, I'm like you, I guess.
Yeah,
I'll get hands on sticks and see. I can't imagine liking it, but I hope I do.
I think I can see you playing it
Good for it.
this
Good for
weekend.
him.
Apparently, someone said in chat. So
Oh, is this
that'd be
weekend? Maybe I'll get on this weekend.
Oh,
But again,
it's closed though.
I got Diablo. I'm Greg.
You'll figure it
No
out.
doors closed to me. You know what I mean?
You just type in Greg Miller in the code. You didn't give it to you.
I know who to email. Greg Mueller. And then the final one is a breaking news as we went live. Pirates of the Caribbean is coming to Fortnite. Can we watch this one too? There he is, Captain Jack Sparrow running from all the other Fortnite
I could have told you that
characters.
this was already in the
Then
game.
you got Davy Jones. You got the guy who ate the apple, and you got Keira Knightley. Yeah, remember that guy? He came down and bit the apple, and we're all like, "Oh my
What?
god, it's him!" Like he bit into that apple, and it was like the best looking apple you've ever seen in your life. Barbosa.
Oh, he's scary in that one.
I'll tell you what, man.
Uh-oh.
Pirates 1, what a fucking film. And then they all just went to shit.
I haven't seen any of them. I think I saw 2 at an Applebee's, and I enjoyed it. It was in the background. And I also watched the first episode.
At first, I thought you said it sounded like
Yeah.
I've seen 2 movies at
Sorry,
an Applebee's. No, I got
sorry.
you. You
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
Pirates
yeah.
Caribbean 2.
And
2 and 3 are good.
yeah,
2 and 3 are good. I like them.
and then I also watched an episode of Blackish in Applebee's, and I was like, "Fuck, this show looks
Same
really
night?
good." Maybe. It was a long night at this Applebee's. You know what I mean? Long night.
Let's just go to an Applebee's and get fucked up.
Where's the nearest
I don't
Applebee's?
know.
It is
Is the
far.
Chili? Is the Chili's by Tan France still kicking?
No, it's very much closed.
No.
Oh no, it's closed. It's closed for like 6 years.
There's a Sizzlers by here. Is
Is there
the
still a
same?
Chili's kicking around here?
I don't know.
I haven't gotten endless chips and salsa in 2 decades.
I keep on getting ads where it's like 50-cent mozzarella sticks or something like that. I'm like,
I'm hitting
is that
it.
good? I don't know if that's good.
We're going
Is that a good price for mozzarella
for
sticks?
the Moss Mott's app.
For
yeah.
one mozzarella stick, 50 cents. I, don't
I
know
think
if
I
that's
like
good.
that. Hold on, Chili's.
Applebee's is a 2-drink maximum, not the fuck one that I used to go to.
Oh my god, where the fuck is it?
Lanza's first alcoholic drink when she was 21 was a Twizzlers margarita or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
And she loved it. It was so sweet.
It looks like
There's an Applebee's downtown.
in this Chili's I'm looking at. They're still claiming the Chili's by Tan Fran is open.
It most certainly is not. I think they bulldozed it completely.
Most of their food is microwave ate, but Louise, I know. We understand. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
No, we understand this
No,
is
we
bad
get
food.
it. It's awful food. Last time I went there, I was like, I'm never going again. And guess what? A month later, I'm like, I want to go back. They don't do the 2 for $20 anymore. That breaks my heart. I love the 2 for $20. That was my go-to.
We're calling the Tan. We're calling Tan Fran Chili's.
Okay.
Because what if we just? I know there's like 9,000 shows today. What if we just fucked them off and just went to Chili's? You know,
I don't think I've ever been to a Chili's, Greg.
they got a lot of crazy crap on the walls. Again, 20 years ago.
Oh, like Applebee's. I fuck with
yeah,
that.
they're all the same.
I fuck with that heavy.
Welcome to Chili's. For to-go, delivery, and curbside where available, you can place your order and pay through the Chili's mobile app or online at chili's.com. To speak to a to-go team member, press 2.
TJ Fridays around here?
Hours may-
Fuck yeah.
Thank you for calling Chili's.
Yeah.
A team of Chili's, how may I help you?
Hi, you're being recorded and broadcast. I was wondering, is this the Chili's in San Bruno, and is it still open or has it been bulldozed?
No, yes. Everything's open, and yes, it is the San Bruno Chili's.
Thank you so much. My friend Kevin, just an idiot.
My
I'll talk
bad,
to you later.
my bad. I thought it was gone.
Talk to you later.
I mean, we're going to Chili's.
That guy's
We're
gonna think
having
about
a Chili's day.
That guy's gonna think about that for the rest of his life.
Oh man, we get some. This is this is the journalism a lot of people want to do. We would have just accepted the Chili's was dead. It ain't
That's true.
dead.
I love that.
That's it for the Wii News. I'm gonna go to some super chats here before we get out of here. We have one. It looks like that we didn't get to. Yeah, SD Turtle 1023 super chat and said, "Yo, Greg, I love you all. You're amazing. That grizzled third person Halo idea was cheeks though. Fair enough. I respect it.
cheeks.
Hey,
Ah,
what? Me and Roger are doing a thing. That's our bit.
I hate it.
We're the
Do it one more
Tomboys.
time. Do it one more
Groger.
time. Do it one more
Roger.
time. Ew.
That's a gift. Who brought donuts? Who brought donuts? Andy.
Andy?
What is up there? So what is the deal with that? Because Andy has never given back to this office ever, but then once every 2 weeks he shows up with a box of donuts. I'm like, what is the gimmick?
You joked about it yesterday on air, but you know, yearly reviews are coming up. He's just trying to butter the sauce, you know?
He knows.
Butter the sauce.
We just sent out yesterday the peer review 360s, and everybody's like pro for Andy. He brings donuts. He brings donuts. I like the donuts, I guess. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of Kind of Funny Games Daily. We got nothing wrong according to You're Wrong, which is huge. Good job. Groger
We're
never
perfect.
gets it wrong.
We're perfect, everybody.
Groger is perfect. Groger is us. You could be Groger if you really wanted to. Ladies and gentlemen, that's another episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily in the Bank. But remember, we're an 11-person small business that needs your support on patreon.com/kindoffunny or youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, where $10 gets you all the shows ad-free, the ability to watch the afternoon podcast, and of course, my daily vlog/podcast series, Gregway. However, like I said, we might be a small business, but we have a big output, big loads of content. You know what I mean? So right after this, we're going to go do the GameScast Game of the Year So Far edition. Then after that, it's going to be Game Showdown with a host we don't know. Then after that, it's the rag. We're all on the rag as we talk about who's the real ass gamer.
Yuck.
Now, could we cancel all of that and go to Chili's? We could.
We could.
Just putting it out there, but we'll figure it out later. Until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, it's been our pleasure to serve you.